Just the tips with Gamertag. Grand Theft Auto 4 ever. Hey guys, what's up? It's Gamertag, and this week I'm super psyched because I finally got a copy of Grand Theft Auto 4, or GTA 4 if you're using Elite Speech. So the main character in this one is Nico, and he's not as cool as Carl from San Andreas, but he's Russian, which means he talks like a Dracula. So the best way to avoid cops in GTA is to, shoot as few civilians as you possibly can. Oh boy, that's going to cost me some stars right there. If you're going to take a cab around Liberty City, prepare to be bored because it takes forever. So have something else ready to do, like, for instance, I'm playing Dig Dug on my cell phone. 1, 2, 3, 3 gross hobos. Ha ha ha. Oh boy. Is there a don't shoot people button? So that's GTA 4. I didn't find any missions, but I took like 6 cab rides, I ate a couple hot dogs, I went on like 4 mystery dates. You gotta explore the world, see what you find. And in no time at all, you're gonna be a Liberty City cruiser. Just like me. GTA 4 and Dig Dug on my cell phone? You just got tagged! A gamer tag film.
Today we've got your all-access pass inside the agency. You'll find out everything you need to know about this espionage MMORPG for the PS3.
Plus, we'll show you how to get rich in less than an hour in World of Warcraft and unleash the world broadcast premiere demo of Stalker Clear Skies. X-Play starts right now.
Hello and welcome to X-Play. I'm Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Sessler. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles on Monday, May 19th.
After a grueling trip in the field to numerous Gamers Day events, and it was very hard, Adam has returned with the goods.
Yeah, I got to see a ton of new games, and the ones I can talk about, I can really say that don't worry about the rest of this year. There's a lot of good games. Resistance 2 has awesome multiplayer. Fable 2 looks awesome. Gears of War 2, and Dead Space. Yep. That was one that surprised me. Really violent, kind of cool.
People like violence.
And later this week, we're going to be showing you exclusive gameplay and interviews and more from last week.
And later on, Kristen Holt has got a sheet that shows you the 5 most lucrative quests to take in WoW. But first, let's get all of today's top stories in the gaming update.
Electronic Arts has once again extended their $2 billion offer to publisher Take-Two Interactive. This is EA's 3rd extension on the offer, which remains at $25.74 per share. Take-Two's board of directors now have until June 16th to negotiate a deal, but so far claim EA's offer is inadequate and contrary to the best interests of their stockholders. Meanwhile, EA says the extension will allow the FTC's review process to continue. LucasArts has confirmed they are no longer a member of the Entertainment Software Association. This announcement follows last week's resignation of both Activision and Vivendi. LucasArts has stated the company will participate in this year's E3 despite pulling their membership. LucasArts says they are still committed to bringing consumers the best interactive experience possible and will continue to support the ESA's mission in the industry. And finally, at least one PS3 rumor turned out to be true. Sony and YouTube have confirmed that a new YouTube integration is now available to PlayStation 3 owners in all regions. This makes Sony's PlayStation 3 the first console to integrate YouTube, and the deal will enable players to upload their game captures directly to the site. This new feature can be added to existing PS3 titles that have the ability to receive network updates, and is expected to be incorporated into future games. And that's it for today's gaming update. For the latest news, be sure to check out our website, g4tv.com/xplay. Now let's go over to Morgan for some apocalyptic fun.
Yes, Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl was on everyone's radar for many years before it was finally released on March of '07, and thankfully the next chapter in the series won't have you waiting as long. GSC Game World Studios is set to release Stalker Clear Sky. The prequel to Shadow of Chernobyl has you revisiting some of the broken down, dangerous environments you know all too well. This open world first-person shooter introduces the new Faction Wars feature, more online multiplayer action, brand new areas to explore, and an updated graphics engine.
Joining us today from GSC Game World, Oleg Yavorsky. Thanks so much for dropping by and bringing Stalker Clear Skies. So this is not a sequel to Shadows of Chernobyl, but it's actually a prequel. Why'd you go in that direction?
Well, indeed, it's a story which develops 1 year before the events of the original game, and we felt like some of the things in the original game were not sort of clearly expressed and explained to the players. There are a lot of new concepts like anomalies, artifacts, those stalker guys. There was some questions unanswered about the main character Strelok, like why did he end up in this death truck at the beginning of the game, what happened during his first previous escapades to the center of the zone. So we felt like it's a good time to bring on a prequel game, a story which would be sort of alternative. We present a lot of new characters in here. There will be different protagonists this time, a mercenary stalker guy who interacts with different factions, and there are a lot of new changes and innovations there.
Now, one of the biggest changes I think anyone can see right now is that how good this game looks, and this is only what, we're talking about a year since we saw Stalker Shadows of Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's a very short time stretch, and we are doing our best to get the game out already this August. And we changed not only graphics, like we upgraded the DirectX 9 renderer, we introduced a new module for graphics, DirectX 10 one, with a whole bunch of new features there, the sort of very, very latest stuff in technology, but also gameplay changes. The biggest innovation we have there is this fully independent war of factions, which is controlled by A-Life, artificial intelligence, and you will have fully developed factions this time with their
and we're actually fighting with the faction right now as we speak here in the...
Well, actually, yeah, we just joined a faction which is called Clear Sky, a new one introduced with the game, and we are cooperating with them, fighting bandits, marauders who are everywhere in here. It's a new level called Marsh, and it's the first introductory level to the game. Has 6 million polygons, by far the biggest level we've had so far, and it's very much open-ended. You can go wherever you want. You play with squads, however, the player is not must not do this if he doesn't want. So you may pick up some tasks and go elsewhere and just do your stuff.
So you have a variety of factions in the game. How many are we looking at? And like, can you take sides with one for a little bit and then swap factions to another one?
Yeah, actually the idea is that you're a mercenary, so you can cooperate with different clans. There are 7 clans overall, however, you will be able to interact with maybe 5 of those, because some of them, like the military, are fully hostile against all the stalkers. So there are like bandits, there are Clear Sky, there are duty, freedom factions, some of the factions you're familiar with already. And in order to actually, you can buy loyalty of other factions in case you have cooperated with a different one, with their enemies, say. And there are plenty of new things, like we do weapon upgrades and armor upgrades this time. We have a bunch of new guns introduced, like a handheld machine gun, for example.
Now, also one thing I want to check about, you said this was a new environment that's in the game. How many new environments inside of the zone are we going to experience with Clear Skies?
Well, the setting is pretty much the same. So in the center we have this power plant level, and we have some, there are a lot of like cataclysms in the zone, so we have new locations opened up for exploration. On marshland, there will be a lost city called Limansk, there will be Red Forest, there will be 5 new locations, and 7 are going to be familiar ones. However, they are redesigned in order to make the story.
Make it look this good as well. Well, thank you so much. This is very, very impressive, and we're hoping to see this at the end of the year, correct?
Oh yeah, this August already.
All right, can't wait for it. Thanks so much for dropping by.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, with that, let's head back over to Morgan.
Sony Online Entertainment is about to release their first MMO for the PlayStation 3. It's part first-person shooter, part stealth-based action title, and you get to act out all your childhood dreams of being a covert agent. It's called The Agency, and we've got an all-access pass.
Jet setting, high fashion, cool gadgets, and a license to kill. What do these things have in common? Aside from being commonplace in the life of an ex-play host, they're also all part of being a spy. A world of intrigue that PC and PS3 users will find themselves thrust into in a new MMO on the horizon called The Agency.
Our core premise is to live the life of an elite agent. And if you've seen any of the Bourne movies or James Bond, you know what kind of missions you're going to go on. You know what we're talking about.
You get to pick what kind of an agent you want to be, what kind of a lifestyle you want to actually enjoy, and eventually build your own agency of operatives that you collect in the world, all within the framework of a massively multiplayer, persistent online world.
Sure, being a spy is exciting, but it's still a job. Just how you'll get that job done, however, will be up to you.
Pretty much the names express what we're getting here. Unite are our super spies. They're the Grey Goose kind of drinking dudes. And then we have Paragon, who are going to have the Jack Daniels. They're our more down and dirty mercenaries.
With an overall concept this unique, it shouldn't be a surprise that the agency is focused on looking at espionage from a uniquely stylized perspective.
The real world for us is a fairly pressing, dark place to be, and these conflicts are real and affect real people, and we don't want to actually tackle that. And we actually reflect that with the color and tone of the world.
What the
If you know anything about spies, you know this. A spy is nothing without cool stuff.
The cool part about our world is if you can imagine it in this world, you can have it in our world. And gadgets don't end with just guns. You know, being able to have night vision and other things is really important for us. And so being able to have some of the iconic things that the spy genre has been known for, and being able to take even some of the more hilarious aspects of gadgets that, you know, the Q branch and Bond has been famous for.
All in all, a pretty full dossier, and that's just the tip of the agency iceberg.
Coming up on X-Play, Kristen Holt is here to help you build up your World of Warcraft gold before Wrath of the Lich King launches. Then we swear at the line judges in our preview of Top Spin 3. Plus, we'll go back to the agency for a closer look at the explosive new MMO from Sony Online Entertainment. Stay with us.
It's unanimous. Fans and critics agree Attack of the Show is time well wasted. One of the coolest shows on TV, more ballsy in its journalism than 60 Minutes.
What will the fanatical religious right hate more? The fact that there's witchcraft in the book, or that there's a gay headmaster?
AOTS doesn't push the envelope, they lick it. I attain techno bliss.
I think you should just take it out and show everybody what you got.
The show that gets it before it gets out. Attack of the Show, weeknights at 7 and 10, only on G4.
Welcome back to X-Play. World of Warcraft players know that when Wrath of the Lich King is released, there will be a whole slew of new items hitting the auction house. And if you want to be able to afford that new non-BOP epic ring, you might want to listen to Kristen Holt, WoW financial planner.
Financial Panther.
Getting your gold reserves up can sometimes take more grinding than a Starbucks at rush hour, but if you follow these tips, you'll put Fort Knox to shame in no time.
With 10 more levels and a whole new continent to explore, you can bet your battle mage's baton there'll be tons of fresh stuff to spend your hard-earned gold on in Wrath of the Lich King. Now is the time to start saving up for the expansion, and the best way to make some quick cash is with the daily quests introduced in the Fury of the Sunwell patch. We've picked the 5 quickest, most lucrative quests, and I'll show you how to knock them out in less than an hour. First, make sure your Hearthstone is set to Shattrath City. Then, head off to the Isle of Keldanis. You'll want to pick up 2 quests here for Outland. Run over to Smith Halva at her anvil and accept the quest Adamal Armament.
Favor the road traveled by few.
Then, go to the inn that was open in Phase 4 and grab Discovering Your Roots from Marna. We're not going to do these right away, but planning is key if you want to make the most of your time. While you're in Keldonis, you should complete at least one of the local quests. The battle must go on. It's the closest, quickest quest to complete of all the dailies. Just kill 6 demons and impale the Emissary of Hate with a banner. 2 minutes of work will net you 10 gold, 10 silver, and 250 reputation points with the Shattered Sun Offensive.
May your days be long.
Hurth back to Shatrath and pick up 2 more quests. Emissary Morden has Gaining the Advantage, and Harbinger Horonim offers the multi-phase survey.
Remain vigilant.
Now mount up and fly to Oshagun in Nagrand. The quest is simple enough. The goggles allow you to see and take readings from red clouds that are flying around the giant crystal. Take 6 readings and you've netted yourself 10 gold, 10 silver, and another 250 reputation. Just keep an eye out for Durn the Hunger while you're there.
Be sure to check G4TV.com/cheat for the latest tips and tricks. Today's cheat is presented by Edge Shave Gel. Get your edge. Right now, I'm going to send it back over to Adam.
Thanks, Kristen. Well, the Top Spin series isn't vomited out every year like other sports franchises, so expect some solid, significant changes with the release of Part 3 this June. You'll get new controls, motion capture players, and finally, you can live out your dream of controlling the avatar of Boris Becker. Here's our preview.
The Top Spin series made tennis fun for everyone. So even if you got banned from the country club courts for not being a member or not wearing pants, no one's going to stop you from playing the upcoming Top Spin 3. You'll have over 20 tennis stars to choose from, including legends like Monica Seles and current stars like Andy Roddick. The signature style animation brings your favorite players to life, accurately depicting everything from their swing to their racket. But if those guys don't do it for you, you can opt to use the extremely involved Player Creator. You can build your own character from the ground up, style the hair, change the clothes, and even choose a saucy attitude. And with the help of the face editor, you can get your guy's level of creepiness just right. There are also new intuitive controls to help you get in the game, whether you're a tennis pro or a pantsless beginner. And in addition to the usual gameplay modes, Top Spin 3 will also offer 4 online modes ranging from quick matches to world tours. Now, in the name of keeping it real, Top Spin 3 is packed with lots of real-world locations and real-time weather effects. You can even gauge your player's fatigue based on how sweaty he looks. With all these improved graphics, you might just forget that you're not really playing tennis so much as sitting at home on your couch. So start looking for a doubles partner because Top Spin 3 is due out this June.
Game, set, match, Becker.
G4 presents an epic conflict for gaming's most controversial world record, The King of Kong, June 1st, only on G4. This show also available on G4 On Demand.
Welcome back to X-Play. Earlier in the show, we showed you the unique look and different factions of Sony Online's new MMO, The Agency. But now it's time to see what kind of missions you'll be accepting. Here's your all-access pass. The gadgets, exotic locales, and overall Bond-esque theming of the game make The Agency an intriguing addition to the MMO universe. But what makes it even more interesting is the team's strategy to bring classic console-based shooter action into a massive online world.
It's a straight-up shooter. If you know how to play a console shooter, you'll know how to play our game. And then you have the benefits of this persistent experience that keeps going whether or not you're there, which is going to be a pretty compelling thing that I think a lot of shooter players haven't been introduced to, and we look forward to bringing that to them.
Whether you're playing on PC or PS3, one thing's for sure, you're going to be busy.
We want players to be sneaking and shooting, and then not always just shooting stuff. We want to have non-combat experiences. That includes walking around and finding intel. Visual intel by taking pictures of things in the world or other players. Physical intel, finding the microfiche or the rogue briefcase that happens to just be randomly laying there that has secrets towards building a new weapon.
No super spy worth his weight in international trysts and dry martinis can take on the world alone. Enter the operatives.
So you start your career, you start to get these operatives that you get from completing missions, increasing your influence in the world. And these operatives act as your Q branch, they act as your Chloe from 24. They are the guys that do assignments for you, producing goods and services. Now the goods are things like building new weapons, coming up with aliases and new outfits and new gear for you to use. And then you have services like analyzing intel or providing you in-field assistance like doing a SAT scan or decrypting a certain install or doing a hack panel element. So operatives are these wonderful kind of back-end guys that are doing stuff for you even when you're not playing the game.
Although there's no release date just yet, we've got our eyes on the agency. So keep your eyes on XPlay for updates as they happen. This summer, G4 is busting open the Vintage Vault and rewinding the clock as we introduce an all-new block comprised of classic G4 shows from the past.
So join us for G4 Rewind, a new weekday block featuring some of our most popular and requested video game shows like G4TV.com, Arena, Portal, and, XPlay.
This daily block will be hosted by you, the viewer, as we'll be placing live interactive videos and chat throughout. G4 Rewind runs every weekday morning at 9 a.m. starting June 2nd. Log on to G4TV.com/rewind for more info on how you can be part of the show.
Tomorrow on XPlay, we go on a nectar bender as we review Haze, the long-awaited PlayStation 3 first-person shooter from Ubisoft. Then, we've got your all-access pass inside Dead Space, the bloody survival horror game where no one can hear you scream. Plus, discover Mr. Sark's top 5 secrets of Grand Theft Auto 4. All this and more tomorrow at 8.
In addition, we have new Halo 3 pro tips from that T-Squared chap.
He's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, see you next time. Thanks for watching.